It's 36 years this month since a shy little Lincolnshire lad crept through the old kitchen entrance to begin his teaching practice at King James's. 36 years. Oh, I remember that particular time. It's quite amazing when I saw the guest list. The only really trouble I had was with one Eric Abbott, who I had to send out during a Latin lesson. And the tutor said, "Quite right, send that boy out, Mr. Bush, but you should have given him his Latin book so he could continue study outside the door." Can you imagine Eric studying his Latin outside the door in dorm 4? Highly unlikely. But very symbolic that after that, Eric and I played many games of football together with the Old Almondburians teams. 35 years, the whole of my teaching career there, not always successful. Moments of failure. Jessup has been mentioned. Poor old Jessup. 1949 since they won the championship. I tried very hard, I even tried breeding my own. Son Alan here this evening performed wonders on the football field and the cross-country course, even won the backstroke I remember, but was denied that victory by Ken Egan Rogan Ireland, who gave it on the touch of somebody else. Egan Roney, you must realise we called him because Ken on his foreign trips always used to say when he saw the food on the skiing party, "I don't want any of that muck." None of that foreign muck. Ken wanted his fish and chips on the top of Southfield Road. I also should make a public apology because I wasn't always fully in control, and I wish to apologise now, unlike the people I hear, but apologise to the pupil at whom I shouted, I think in 1969, and I shouted at another one in 1983. I do apologise. 35 years, 35 very, very happy years. I was fortunate to serve under 3 headmasters of the calibre of Harry Taylor, Alan Conley and Clive Watkins, and for that I'm very grateful. I'm grateful for all the hours and hours I've spent playing football with the Old Almondburians football team, with the cricket team, and all those Thursday evenings on the badminton court. I'm particularly grateful for the teaching colleagues with whom I shared so many years. But above all, I'm very, very grateful for all the pupils whom I taught and who gave me such great pleasure in the classroom. You may not believe it at the time, but indeed you did. Very, very happy. And above all, I enjoyed teaching Latin. I really, really did. The very, very end. League tables, we hear awful about league tables these days. We had league tables, some remember, in Latin in the 60s. We have a first division and a second division, and people were promoted and relegated according to the results in Latin. Some remember that. Mr. Chairman, you won't remember, I think you were in the equivalent of the Vauxhall Conference or the Conference. Happy days indeed. Now I finish on a serious note. I've quoted these words before, I do hope I can remember them. There is an atmosphere about Almondbury Grammar School that permeates the whole place, and not one of us who entered its portals has remained untouched. It is something difficult to describe. It is something intangible which grips all of us, headmasters, masters and boys. I want you to treasure that. Whatever happens in this ever-changing world of the 20th century, see to it that the old school is just slightly different from any other school, that it retains its soul, whoever possesses its body. Some of you, many of you I hope, will recognise those words. They are taken from Gerald Hinchcliffe's History of King James's School in Almondbury, a book which has proved such an inspiration to me and brought me such pleasure over so many years. The point is this: those words were spoken exactly 51 years ago this very evening. They were delivered by that most famous of headmasters, Taylor Dyson, on November the 23rd, 1946, at the first gathering of the Old Almondburians Society after the war. And if we simply change Almondbury Grammar School to King James's School, and masters and boys to teachers and pupils, from the 20th century to the 21st century, I believe those words are as pertinent today as they were then. And they do show the everlasting, the enduring attraction of King James's School. I want two more presents, you see, please. I would like you, through your support of the Society, to continue to support this school which has meant so much to me, which I hope is very, very dear to you. Please continue to support it. And my second wish is that when we come to sing the school song, as we shall do in a few moments' time, I'm going to resist the temptation to ask you to sing perhaps Men of Harlech or Bumronda. We'll sing the school song. Please, can we sing it with sincerity to match the volume? I was frustrated in my very last presentation evening because it's my usual silly little joke to tell the younger pupils that during the final singing of the school song, and this last year with the organ in the town hall thundering, the chandeliers trembled. You remember that? You remember that? This year, I was just going to say that, and we looked up and the chandeliers have disappeared. They'd taken them down. So of course I had to switch very quickly and tell the year 7 pupils are so gullible that of course they'd taken them down because we would be placing them in danger without singing in the school song. We can't make the chandeliers tremble. Perhaps Jeff Heady or Andrew Haig or any custodians of the McAlpine Stadium. This place does remind me of Sinsel Bank, by the way. It's very, very similar. Perhaps either of those two gentlemen could run outside and see if the floodlight stanchions move during our singing of the school song. I thank you most sincerely for your very, very kind gifts. Whatever am I going to spend all this particular money on? One of my desires is a grandfather clock. I've always wanted a grandfather clock, and this probably will just about buy me a grandfather clock on which I shall be able to place a plaque. Very, very grateful to you. Very moved, as you can tell. Not easy speaking to an assembly such as this, on an occasion such as this. But I'm going to leave you with two Latin quotations. The first one you won't recognise, because I wrote it yesterday. Nemo me in labore suo felicio fuit, which I need a translation, but while you're translating, appreciate the juxtaposition of the Nemo and me, the contrast. Appreciate the alliteration of the felicio fuit at the end. Any translations, please? Catherine, bless you. Outstanding student last year, yes?
Nobody has been more fortunate in his work than me.
Nobody has been more fortunate in his work than me. Very good, Catherine. I would have preferred the I rather than the Thank you very much indeed. The second quotation you will recognise. Floreat Scholar Almondburiensis. Thank you very much indeed.